review the Koenigsegg Regara, a car that I've been wanting to review for a very long time. But will it live up to its name as one of the best cars ever made? Let's test that theory today. Up first on our test for the day is the normal drag strip. Welcome to the Genesis 1 mile drag strip. It's a place where many cars come to test, simply to put their speed on the lap boards, yes. I have high hopes for the Regera to be quick here, but exactly how fast can it go? And can it beat the GTR? The Regera ended up topping out at 180.5 miles per hour, which is definitely quicker than the GTR. Up next on our test includes the brake test. The car will deploy the brakes on the dotted line. The goal is to not hit the parked Dacia Duster. Let's see how the Regera does in this test. Very good. The car stopped before it hit the other car. Well done from the Regera. Let's test the cornering of this car by going through some tight corners. I've heard that it grips very well, so this actually seems like a very accurate test. Next up on our test list is the infamous parallel park. With that, this is a success on the parallel park. Let's also test if the Regera can get down a small hill without scrunching the front end. It does take a little bit of time, but yes, it can. The fuel economy that this car has is not that great, ranging from 12 to 19 miles per gallon, respectively, for both city and highway. This, however, might ask the question, how does it do on a track with those figures? This ends up leading to our next test. Let's test the suspension of the Regera by going over a small gravel road segment. What really shocked me during this test was just how well this car actually rode. It rides surprisingly well, even for how low it is. It is definitely one of the best riding cars I've driven so far, and I'd be shocked if it isn't one of the best riding supercars there could ever be. Well doing that test, this gave me an idea. This car is making quite a lot of power, so that also got me thinking of this. How well does it deliver its power? With lots of power and lots of torque, can it put its power down in a course like this? After a lot of squirming, yes, it can get through that course with ease. Another question I want to ask is, can it do the same thing, but rather than going in a straight line on the same surface, can it do the same thing while going up a hill? Unfortunately, this car was not very successful in this test, and this was how far it ended up getting. But I still like the effort that we put into it, and I feel like if this car had more power, and maybe a little bit more torque, then it could definitely be possible later down the line. But anyway, back to the original test. How many laps is it going to take for the Regera to run out of fuel? I'm not necessarily expecting a lot from this car, especially because its figures are actually less than the GTR from the previous episode. But every time I say this, usually something good happens, so I wouldn't bear my luck just yet. Let me also remind the audience that the tarmac here at the track is made specifically with the idea of testing a vehicle's cornering. Therefore, sliding with very grippy cars is definitely going to happen. Similar to that with the GTR, and it's going to be very similar for the same thing for the Regera. And now, let's give the Koenigsegg Regara an official lap around the circuit. The official standard time is 1:34.28. With added up spinouts and accents, the final accidental time is 1:38.28. And on that surprising note, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. Good night!